Hello dear friends, Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to top lesson for you. Friends, we are discussing about the anatomy of human urinary system. This is our previous lecture about the lymphatic drainage of the kidney. I hope you have understood that. Now in this lecture we are going to discuss about the innervation of the kidney. So let us discuss about innervation of the kidney. Innervation of kidney. Right, friends. So in order to discuss about the innervation of the kidneys, I will draw a diagram here. First of all, let me make a kidney. First of all, I will try to simplify things, right? Then we will cover all the complicated things very easily. So this is a very simplified diagram of the kidney. We are not opening it. Okay. Now this is the on the medial side of the both kidneys. There is vertebral column. So this is the vertebral column. Okay, very simplified diagram. This is our vertebral column. Let me draw the vertebra also. So we will draw those vertebra which are necessary for us, which are related to the innervation of your kidneys, right friends? Our kidney is supplied by sympathetic innervation, right? Sympathetic innervation, right? Okay, and then there are some afferent fibers also which will leave your kidney, which will take sensations from your kidney. Those are called the afferent fibers or afferent sensations, or we call them the sensory fibers or sensory sensations. Also they leave the kidney, they take sensations from inside of your kidney right to your nervous system. Done. So let me draw those vertebra which are related. Okay, first of all we will discuss those fibers, right, which are coming out of the vertebral column and going towards the kidney. Those are the preganglionic fibers. Preganglionic fibers, right? And then the second group are called the postganglionic fibers. Postganglionic fibers. Okay. So let me draw the diagram there. First of all we will discuss we will draw the vertebra, those vertebra from which the fibers arise and go towards the kidney, right, towards the kidneys. So let us see that from which vertebral level these fibers arise. So for example, this is T12, T11, T12, right, L1, L2. Okay, so just consider this is T10, right, T11, T12 and L1, right? And let me draw also L2 because we need it. So L2 is also there. These are lumbar vertebra and thoracic vertebra. So T10, 11 and 12. From these vertebra at these levels, the fibers arise from the vertebral column from the level of T10, T11, T12 and L1. These fibers arise, right, and then they meet the sympathetic trunk, right? So let me draw also that very simply there. This is the sympathetic trunk. So these fibers have no relations with the sympathetic trunk, right? They leave that sympathetic trunk and they will make union there and they will make a ganglia, right? And these fibers are the preganglionic fibers, right? Now look carefully, they will meet together and they will make a ganglia there. Okay, this is not the anatomically correct position for each and everything, but we are trying to understand the innervation of the kidney. So this is the ganglia, right? Inside the ganglia these fibers meet, the nuclei are there, and then from this ganglia these fibers arise again. So these fibers are called the postganglionic fibers, right? And these postganglionic fibers will enter inside your kidney and they will innervate your kidney. Very simply, I hope you are understanding all these. So these fibers are the postganglionic fibers, right? Okay, and then this is called the ganglion, right? And this ganglion is called the celiac ganglion. Celiac ganglion, right? So these fibers are the postganglionic fibers, sorry, these are the postganglionic fibers and these are the preganglionic. So there is a mistake, no problem, we are trying to correct it again. So postganglionic fibers leave the ganglion, the celiac ganglion, right? And then let us correct that this is the preganglionic fibers, right? So the preganglionic fibers arise from your spinal cord and the postganglionic fibers arise from the ganglia or ganglion, right? So one thing more, friends, we know here is the vertebra, the abdominal aorta, right? And from abdominal aorta, you know, there is a artery separate and it supplies blood to your kidney. So this is called the renal artery, right? This is the renal artery and it supplies blood to your kidney. Now these fibers, which are the postganglionic fibers, at the point of origin of this renal artery, they make a plexus there, right? So this is called renal plexus. Okay, these postganglionic fibers on the at the origin of the okay, let me explain this. From the T10, T11 and T12 L1 preganglionic fibers arise, then they meet at celiac ganglion, and then postganglionic fibers arise and they make a plexus there at the origin point of the renal artery, right? Now from this plexus fibers arise and these fibers enter your kidney and innervate your kidney, right, friends? So this is the very simplified innervation of your kidney. So these fibers enter to the mass of the kidney from renal celiac ganglion, renal plexus, and then towards the kidney the fibers enter towards your kidney. Okay, I hope you are understanding everything clearly. Now from postganglionic fibers, which fibers arise? The renal plexus, and from renal plexus what happens, there is the renal they supply the rena, we say renal fibers or we say nerves to your rena. Okay, now next what happens, listen carefully, you will understand everything very simply. This renal plexus, from this renal plexus two important areas are supplied, rena and ureters. Most of the fibers move towards your kidney and some fibers of it also move towards your ureters, right? So we should not forget that ureters also get some part of the ureter also get innervation from the renal plexus. To then from renal plexus, we know all parts of the kidney is supplied, is innervated, right, friends? Now next important thing that we should know is that how these fibers are arranged. What is the important arrangement of these fibers inside your kidneys? We want to discuss that inside your kidney what happens. Now let me draw one nephron here and we will consider it for all nephrons. For example, this is the glomerulus, right, or we call it Bowman's capsule, right, or Malpighian's body, right? This is primary convoluted part. Then this is the afferent arteriole, right? This is the glomerulus, the bunch of capillaries, and this is efferent arteriole, right? So the bunch, the afferent, okay, this is the afferent arteriole, right, and this is efferent arteriole. Okay, now next important thing here that we should not forget is that those cells which are called the juxtaglomerular cells, you remember juxtaglomerular cells, the important cells here, group of cells there which secrete some important hormone, renin hormone, right? This is called JGA, juxtaglomerular apparatus. Okay friends, this is afferent arteriole, this is efferent arteriole, right? Then here are, the smooth muscles are present inside these arterioles. Smooth muscles are there, and these smooth muscles control the inflow and outflow of the blood inside the glomerulus and outside the glomerulus, right? So these smooth muscles are supplied by these nerves. Very importantly, this is called the glomerulus. This area is glomerulus. Okay, now these are the smooth muscles. Okay, now let us innervate them. So from to all parts of the body, the kidney, we means, look carefully, these are the nerves which supply which innervate the smooth muscles of these afferent and efferent arterioles, and also fibers come to juxtaglomerular cells. So these are sympathetic fibers all, right? These are all sympathetic fibers. Now what will happen that whenever look carefully, the smooth muscles of the afferent arteriole plus efferent arterioles, right, and the cells of juxtaglomerular apparatus, or we call it juxtaglomerular apparatus, right? Then listen carefully, what happens when the smooth muscles of afferent and efferent arterioles are supplied, they squeeze, right? When they squeeze, what happens? They control the GFR, glomerular filtration rate. You know better about glomerular filtration rate. Then there is the juxtaglomerular apparatus. So the juxtaglomerular apparatus, when supplied, when innervated sympathetically, it releases a hormone which is called the renin hormone, and the renin hormone is very important for the control of your blood pressure, right? Now control of GFR and renin hormone will control your blood pressure. Okay, how it does it? We have seen it, we will see them inshallah in the next coming lectures. So look, smooth muscles of afferent and efferent arterioles, okay, and they control the GFR, okay. Then glomerular filtration rate is controlled, and then to juxtaglomerular apparatus for the release of renin hormone, right? So they will control your blood pressure. They will these cells will release renin hormone whenever there is low BP. So renin will be released, and renin will control your blood pressure. And the mode of action of renin, you will already, I hope you will know all the functions of renin hormone. Okay friends, next important thing, what happens next? Let us see something else also. There are some afferent fibers, right? Afferent fibers, which I told you in the beginning of this lecture, that the afferent fibers are those fibers which take sensory sensations from your kidneys, right? So these are also called sensory fibers, right? So afferent fibers or sensory fibers, they take sensory innervations from your kidneys, right? Now let me use this color. For example, these are all the sensory fibers, okay. They will take sensory sensations, okay. Let us make it there also. So they all are taking sensory sensations outside your kidney, yes, we know that, right? So outside your kidney, these fibers will enter your spinal cord, your vertebral column, at different levels. For example, at the level of let me write it here, these sensory fibers will bring sensory sensations from baroreceptors, right, pressure receptors and chemoreceptors, right? So they will take sensory sensations from them, okay. Then what will happen? For example, chemoreceptors means like chemical substances like sodium, potassium, calcium, and importantly they are very sensitive to these sodium and potassium ions, right? Now these fibers will join and they will enter your spinal cord at different levels, for example T12, L1 and L2 level, right? So these are the sensory fibers which are coming out of your kidney, right? Afferent fibers, and they attack sensations towards your spinal cord, the sensory sensations, right? Okay friends, now you can see clearly in the diagram, you can take picture of it to make notes for yourself. Okay, so inshallah we will see you guys in the next lecture, right? And we will discuss about the nephron, the types of nephron, the structure of nephron, everything. See you guys in the next lecture. Till then, Allah Hafiz.